Hello everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger at dansfish.com, where we're on a mission to humanely source, maintain, and transport aquarium fish to our customers. I have some neat fish to show you today. The first one is a rainbow fish, and I'm excited to show it to you because usually when I show you rainbow fish, they're young, they don't have any color yet. These came in good size. It's a dwarf rainbow, but it's already big enough to have some great color. Let's take a look. I think it's fair to say that this is the best group of Melanotaenia sexfasciata tububil we've ever got in. And the reason is they came in as full-grown adults. These fish are big, they're colored up. I mean, this is a dwarf species, so they're not big. These fish top out at 2.5, 3 inches. The biggest males are around 3 inches, biggest females around 2.5. But this means you're not gonna have to wait for the color. Tububil are awesome. They are a bright gold, happy colored fish. You get nice striping, horizontal striping down the body. They're not even flashing yet. When they do, they do flash. They're not flashing at the moment. When they do, they get a beautiful blaze. I think that big male there was just flashing a little bit. And they have pink lips. They're called pink lip tububils. Really pretty group of fish. Nice dwarf rainbow fish. When I saw these and how big they were, and I know that they're not going to get much bigger, I thought of Leo. Leo's been asking what rainbow fish would be good to go with his Congo spotted puffer, and I think a dwarf rainbow fish is the answer. We've been thinking of Skull Creeks or I think Kamakas, but this would be another option. These are stunning. This is, if you don't want to wait for the color, you like rainbow fish, but you don't want to wait 6 months for them to grow up and color in like you usually have to, these are ready to go. These are Melanotaenia herbertaxelrodi. The yellow rainbow fish is what they're often called. And these were bred and raised by a hobbyist. So we love buying fish from hobbyists. If you're a hobbyist breeder and you've got a bunch of extra fish that you'd like to sell at wholesale prices, we're always in the market. Hit us up, hello@dansfish.com. Hobbyist breeders are our favorite source of fish. Whenever we can get fish from a hobbyist, that's what we want to do. Because you guys take the best care of your fish and they come in usually in really great shape. So Melanotaenia herbertaxelrodi, hobbyist bred and raised. There are a couple of them in here that are kind of short-bodied, so we won't send you those. Don't worry, we see them. We'll send you the good ones. So that's a couple neat rainbow fish. Do you like catfish? I like catfish. Let's get into the catfish section of this video. Here's another Cory you don't see every day. This is Corydoras virginiae. I think I'm saying that right. Nice light colored body with a dark saddle and a dark eye stripe, like a raccoon mask kind of. These are good size. These are with the tail, 2.5 inches, if not bigger. And they're doing fantastic for us, these guys. It's a small group. What do we have? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we only have 8 of them. I would highly recommend, if you got this species, getting all 8. That's how they'll be happiest. Or if you have, if you can add to that, that would be even better. They like being in large groups. But just a unique fish that you don't see all that often, and has been doing wonderful for us. So I think they'll really thrive for you. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting for Corydoras rabauti. So Corydoras rabauti is very camera shy. Maybe if I sit here for an hour, I can get him to come out again. Let's let sitting for an hour commence. So here's a good shot that shows you why they're one of the skunk Corys. They have that dark stripe down the back, a la skunk, although I think skunks have a white stripe. But anyway, let's not quibble. And that on top of that light colored, kind of peach colored body makes them kind of reminiscent of a skunk. I think the common name for these is rust Cory, but I kind of hate that because that makes it seem like it's almost demeaning, like they're old and rusty and falling apart or something. I don't know. But there you go. Little shot of some Corydoras rabauti on the hunt for some food. Look at him stick his nose down there. He knows there's something good down there, and by gum, he's going to get it. Just like every other Cory that we have, these are peaceful. They've been doing great for us. Nice hardy group, and I think they'll thrive for you. All right, these guys are quite camera shy. Again, we've only had these fish for about a week, but I wanted to show them to you anyway. These are Pygmy Corys, a nice little nano Cory. They do great in nano tanks. They're peaceful. They love being in big groups. They clown around and have all the personality of other Corys. One difference, they're more prone to midwater swimming. If you see Corydoras swimming in midwater, that's often an indication that something's very wrong and that the fish are not doing well. But with the Pygmy Corys, that's not true. They frequently swim midwater, and that's totally normal for them. I'm sorry, I have to move the camera because they don't like the camera. They're shy, and so they keep moving away from it. So these top out at around an inch, would be a quite large one. They're a true pygmy fish, true nanofish. And I'd highly recommend getting a whole horde. Get a big group, and you'll see a lot of neat behavior and interaction and clowning around behavior that you don't get when you only get a few. Plus, Corys like being in big groups. That's their natural state, so they would appreciate it as well. And they're not terribly expensive either. I love their whiskers. They're just so cute. Cyprinid time, let's go. Another beautiful, peaceful, hardy, active, amazing little small nanotype fish is this. This is the Glowlight Danio, or some people call them choprae. That's their species name, choprae danios. Look at them go. Like, the color is amazing, the activity is amazing, and they're super peaceful. These are fun to watch, and they are just some of the prettiest freshwater fish I think out there, with that bright glowing color, the oranges and the yellows and the reds that come in. I think it's hard to go wrong with these. And the bigger the group, I think the better, because then you get things like this where you get to see basically a veritable tornado, a weather pattern as I call it, as they're feeding. It's just really fun to watch. Look at them playing rugby with their food pellet there. Anyway, Glowlight Danios, a perennial favorite. Can't go wrong with these. These are our Celestial Pearl Danios, CPDs. I just look at the body weight on these guys. I'm really happy with these. It's nice when you can bring in fat and sassy fish. And we've found two suppliers that do a really good job. Well, Rick May, he's a hobbyist breeder who we often get CPDs from, but he's been out for a little while. He always does a good job. But as far as like farms that do a good job, we found two kind of industrial breeders that do a good job. And so we've kind of cracked the code on CPDs. And so for a long time now, we've been getting fat and sassy ones that are thriving for us immediately and thriving for our customers as well. There's a lot of problems with these fish in the industry, but there's a couple suppliers that do a really good job. So I feel good about this batch. I feel good when I can bring fish in and they've been treated properly. They've been treated with respect and care. You can tell when you get a group of fish that's been treated properly. They look different. They're healthy. They're bright-eyed. They don't have clamped fins. They have good body weights. They're not overpacked in the bags. And it feels good when you can, get those in and get them out to people. That's kind of what we do here. We look for good suppliers that treat the fish humanely, and that's who we choose to do business with. Now, they're not the cheapest suppliers, and we are definitely more expensive in a lot of fish than a lot of other places, but you kind of get what you pay for. Look at them go on that Hikari Massivore Delight pellet. People ask us all the time, what are we feeding? What are those pellets? And we have them linked in our Amazon affiliate link down below in the description. So if you want to see what we're feeding our fish, it's down below in the description, and if you click that and buy anything on Amazon, we'll get a few shekels, so it helps us out and would be appreciated. Another fish that I feel like we do a very good job with, we've kind of cracked the code on, is the chili rasbora. This is Boraras brigittae. These are fairly young. We only had them for a week, but once they settle in more and really start coloring up, they've started, but once they really color in, they're going to get a bright red on the males, like a chili pepper, hence the name. And it's intense, and they're absolutely stunning when they kind of mature and color in. And it doesn't take long. I would say in another 2 weeks, we're going to have several that are nice and colored up. So you're not going to have to wait too long to see the real beauty and potential of this fish. For now, though, while they're settling in and getting through quarantine, the thing to look for is health. Clear eyes, clear fins, no pinched fins, no one shimmying off in the corner, no one looking skinny, all those kind of telltale things. And the batch has been perfect. There's no issues. Let me show you the whole batch. Like, just beautiful, healthy, not fully colored and not fully mature yet. I would say we're looking at about right around ½ an inch on these guys. They're a small dwarf nanofish, but the health is there, and that's what counts on this species. All right, here's a tank of roseline barbs, denison barbs, roseline sharks, torpedo barbs, whatever you want to call them. Sahyadra denisoni is the scientific name. A very hardy, beautiful fish. These do get large enough to be a real contender for like a large display tank. They might get 5 inches or so full grown, and they just get more and more of that red color. They'll get that red stripe down the side, right above that dark lateral line stripe. And with age, they just get better and better. More red on the fins and bright yellow tips to complement the black edging on their tail fin. I remember the first time I saw this fish, I was in Capitol Aquarium in Sacramento, California, and they had a tank in an end cap. It was a bow front display tank, and they had, I don't know, not a ton of these. They were very rare and hard to get at the time, but they might have had like 4 to 6 of them in there. First time I ever saw them, and I stopped in my tracks. Like they called to me. They were just so pretty, and the way they swam and were active and neat looking, I fell in love with them back then, and that hasn't changed over the years. Still love this fish. I'm happy to say we were able to bring in another group of nice, healthy Odessa barbs for those who have been waiting. I know a lot of you have been waiting for these. I see some males already coloring in here, which is fantastic. I think there's a mix of males and females in here. I'm not very good at sexing these though until they're really colored up. And again, we've only had these for about a week so far. They've still got another while before they're through quarantine and listed for sale. Just taking this footage early so that by the time it's all edited and ready to go, it should be released at about the same time the fish are ready to go. But anyway, good color, good weight, and I'm gonna put some food in there. I've been hesitating to do that because as soon as I do, they're gonna stir the tank up because they'll get very excited. But just to show you how fun it is to feed these, barbs are some of the funnest fish to feed just because they get so excited. There's that silt they've stirred up. For those that don't know, we're on a natural creek, so we bring water in from a local creek, run it through our aquariums, and then clean it up and run it back out to the creek. And there's some really fine silt in that water because it's a natural waterway. We're not getting, absolutely pristine clear water from our tap. We filter most of it out, but there are tiny bits of silt that get through those filters, which is fine. It doesn't affect the fish's health, but it does mean that for videos and pictures, if the fish get excited and stir it up, then this happens. But anyway, there's the Odessa barbs. Here's a group of what we're calling wrestling halfbeaks. I'm not sure the exact species. They're a dwarf halfbeak, just like the wrestling halfbeaks. They do look slightly different to me. They kind of have that, I want to call it like a herringbone pattern a little bit down the body. So I'm not sure, but they're a neat little dwarf halfbeak. Wrestling halfbeaks, because we don't have anything better to call them. They just might be a different population of wrestling halfbeak. I'm not sure, but I don't want to claim there's something fancy when they're not. And wrestling halfbeaks are a fairly common halfbeak, so I think that's safe and fair to call them that. But anyway, they're doing great, eating well, good body weight. They're pupping frequently. So these are live bearers, which is, you look at this, you don't think live bearer, but they are. They're pretty fascinating fish. So if you're looking for a fish for the top of your aquarium, these are small enough that they're not going to bother your nano fish. They go well with celestial pearl danios. They go well with, all those little nano fish we love, but they stay at the top. So it's a great way to fill that niche in your aquarium. All right, here's a geophagus. It's one I've never seen before, so I'm excited to have it in. The name will appear on the screen right now. The issue is we have 2 types of geophagus that we bought from this supplier, and they came in unlabeled. So we're working with the supplier with pictures. So the good news is they came in very different sizes. These came in much larger than the other species. I'm just waiting to hear back from the supplier to find out which of them were the big one and which one were the small one, so I can label them correctly. But by the time this video comes out, we'll have that information, have it posted on the screen. Anyway, whatever they are, whichever of the species they are, they're a rare one I've never seen before. So whenever I see a fish that I've never been able to bring in before, and I know the genus, it's geophagus, they're going to be peaceful, they're going to be colorful, they're going to do a really good job keeping your sand or your substrate clear, as you can see in this tank. So, it's worth a try anytime there's a new fish. So don't know what they are exactly yet. It'll be listed on the screen, like I said, but they're getting to be 2.5, maybe the biggest one about 3 inches. So they're just starting to show their colors and their patterns like this guy. Just a little bit, right? Nothing like they're going to look. They're going to be stunning when they grow up. All geophagus are. I've never seen an ugly geophagus. But they're just starting out. But they've been rock solid for us. No issues. And eating everything and acting just like cichlid should. All right, here's the second species of new geophagus we brought in. These are the small ones. The name will appear on the screen because by the time this video comes out, we'll have that information. But again, not going to be any color yet, really, just the beginnings of it. These are the smallest ones, I would say, are about 1.5 inches. The largest one, maybe pushing 2 inches. So got a lot of growing to do, but they're healthy, they're happy. So far, they're doing great for us. And I have no doubt that they'll finish their quarantine period without any problems. Geophagus something. A new one I've never seen before, so I'm excited to try it out. I wasn't planning on showing you these, so I didn't clean the glass, but some of these males have started to color up. These are the dragon blood cichlids, but they're not the albinos, and they're not treated with hormones. So at this size in your pet store, you're probably going to see dragon bloods that are like super fired up and look absolutely bright red with all those nice contrasting colors. That's because they're on hormones. They literally feed them food full of hormones. These are non-hormoned. That male there is about 2.5, 3 inches or so, and it's going to get bigger. And as it continues to develop, its color will gradually and naturally, I would like to add, start coming in. So these are our dragon bloods, looking really good. And we're doing it the natural way. It takes longer, but they actually look like they're gonna look the rest of their lives. One issue with hormone fish is they look super intense and bright for a while, but if you stop feeding those hormones, after a few months that all fades away and they look like a very dull fish. So we're doing it the natural way. It's slower, but it's probably better for everybody in the long run. So there's a couple of highlights about what's going on here at Dan's Fish. We've got a whole bunch more fish at dansfish.com. I think like 350 species listed for sale if you're looking for something. But thanks for coming along. Thanks for being on this tour. Please keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle until it comes to a complete stop, which will happen in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, it's Dan. If you want to learn more about aquarium fish, we do a live stream every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Dan's Fish YouTube channel. If you're in the market for aquarium fish, check us out at dansfish.com. We ship to the US and parts of Canada. And if you want something fishy to wear, we've got merch. Till next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.